Hello everyone and welcome into today's reaction video. Are you ready to watch a movie with me? Because I am ready to watch a movie with you, and today we will be watching Man of Steel from 2013. If you've never been to my channel before, welcome in. My name is KL and this corner of the internet is where I watch movies for the first time and I let you know what I thought of them. The reason we are watching Man of Steel today is because I put it in a poll on Patreon back on the week of July 29th and it was the clear winner competing against Cloud Atlas, Heat, and The Green Mile. When I made this poll, I think I expected The Green Mile and Man of Steel to be pretty close in votes, so I was kind of surprised when I saw just how ahead Man of Steel was compared to the rest of the films. But at the same time, I'm also not really surprised because I know how many people just love superhero movies and I don't have very much experience with superhero movies. I have really only watched the Dark Knight trilogy and Batman from 1989. And I have not explored anything else. So we're continuing to dip the toes in the water here. The only thing I know about Man of Steel is that it stars Henry Cavill, and this will actually be my first Henry Cavill media. I've always wanted to watch The Witcher, but I just have not made the time to get around to watching it. Maybe I will do that as an exclusive TV series on Patreon. By the way, Patreon is where I react exclusively to TV shows, in addition to offering full-length unedited reactions, voting, early access, etc, etc, etc. This will definitely be my first Superman anything. I think back in the day I watched like maybe 1 or 2 episodes of Smallville, but I have not seen any Superman movies. I do know that Superman's human name is Clark Kent, but that's like all I know about Superman. I really don't know his history or his past, and this will be my first Superman movie. So needless to say, I am very excited to check this out. I love Henry Cavill as a person. I've actually watched like so many interviews of him, but I just have not seen any of his stuff. I think my favorite thing about Henry is just how much of a nerd he is. Like, he is such a PC gamer nerd, and I love that he loves Warhammer, and I love that he paints miniatures, and I just love that he is a total nerd and is not at all embarrassed or ashamed by it. As always, if you would rather watch along to the full movie with me, you can do so over on Patreon. It's only $2 Canadian per month to get access to all of my full-length unedited reactions to all the movies that I have watched here on the channel. And with that, I don't have anything else to say, so thank you for joining me today, and let's press play. Okay, I was just about to say, giving birth?
Krypton's core is collapsing. I warned you. Harvesting the core was suicide.
Energy reserves were exhausted. What would you have us do, Al?
Look to the stars. Give me control of the Codex.
I won't lie, I wasn't expecting this movie to be so, like, sci-fi-y. Oh, hey, I know that actor.
This council has been disbanded.
On whose authority?
Mine.
Ah, oh no.
Help me save our race. We'll sever the degenerative bloodlines that led us to this state.
And who will decide which bloodline survives on?
That doesn't sound very good to me.
Sir, is everything all right?
Out of the way. I said...
You have to ready the launch. I'll be with you as soon as I can.
The robot thing that is... It's cool. I haven't seen anything like that in any other movie. This is very chaotic and stressful, and this movie is starting off not at all how I expected it to.
Can you see the Codex?
It's just beneath the central hub, sir. But I'm compelled to warn you. Breaching the Genesis chamber is a Class B crime, punishable...
Nobody cares anymore, Kelex.
I was just about to say, I don't think anyone is gonna notice or care. Oh, these are all fetuses. Okay. Damn it. I don't want the animals to die.
Orbiting a main sequence yellow star, just as you said it would.
Earth?
It's a seemingly intelligent population.
He'll be an outcast.
Except y'all look like humans, so...
It's his only chance now.
Curious to see how this works exactly.
Goodbye, my son. Our hopes and dreams travel with you.
Now this is fancy. Even his is kind of like similar too. So is this thing like a little spaceship? It's gonna like hyperspace travel to Earth.
I know you stole the Codex, Jor-El. Surrender.
It's a little late for that.
I'll let you live.
We have had a child, Zod. Krypton's first natural birth in centuries.
Oh, shit. Ouch. I'm expecting these two to die, but I'm expecting this asshole to live. Because I feel like he's gonna be the one that wants to destroy Earth, right? That would make sense.
The Codex is Krypton's future. Abort the launch.
Like she was gonna listen to you, dude. There's no way. She kind of looks like Liv Tyler to me. Yeah, knew he was gonna die for sure. Rest in peace, Superman dad.
Where have you sent him?
She's not gonna tell you. If she does, I'll be very mad.
His name is Cal, son of El, and he's beyond your reach.
Bring that ship down.
Oh, amazing.
Lay down your weapons. Your forces are surrounded.
Sapphire Guard. Is that like whatever's left of the police?
Council has sentenced you and your fellow insurgents to 300 cycles of somatic reconditioning.
I will find him, Lara. We'll find him!
Okay, calm down. This looks really uncomfortable. So what did he say? They're getting shipped to like a black hole to just go around and around and around it for however long? Very interesting. I was expecting her to die too, so I think it's gonna be interesting that she is still alive. Maybe that means we get a Superman and mom reunion at some point. That would be neat. I hope that happens. Oh, maybe she dies anyway. Yeah, okay. Never mind.
This is the end.
This reminds me of Rogue One when Saw was standing there just like watching the world crumble in front of him. Oh, wow. Whoa, okay. Literally the whole planet is going kaboom. Time jump. I kind of expected to see a little bit of time of him as a child. Like, who found him? Who raised him? Who taught him about life?
We just got a distress call from a rig due west of us. Secure the deck.
God, imagine seeing that. Flashback to Kid Clark. Yay.
I asked if you could tell me who first settled Kansas.
Oh, that's freaky.
Clark, come out of there.
Leave me alone.
What's wrong with him anyway? He's such a freak.
Crybaby. His parents won't even let him play with other kids. The world's too big, Mom.
Then make it small. Focus on my voice.
What's wrong with me, Mom?
I'm curious to know where he landed as baby Clark and like how his parents found him and how raising him went. Kind of hoping we get a few of those flashbacks to kind of piece that together.
Hey, asswipe.
Leave him alone, Pete.
Oh, what, he was girlfriend?
Please do not drive off the bridge. This is one of my fears. Yeah, you won't call him Dick Splash anymore.
Well, I think you're blowing it a little out of proportion.
No, I'm not. Lana saw it too.
I feel like it's really hard to hide your abilities when there's a bunch of people in danger and you're there. The guilt of not doing something would sit with you forever, and that would be terrible.
Oh, Clark, you have to keep this side of yourself a secret.
What was I supposed to do? Just let him die?
Exactly.
There's more at stake here than just our lives, Clark, or the lives of those around us. When the world finds out what you can do, it's going to change everything.
Did they keep the ship that he traveled in.
They found you in this.
They did. Wow.
We were sure the government was going to show up at our doorstep, but no one ever came. This was in the chamber with you. I took it to a metallurgist at Kansas State. He said whatever it was made from didn't even exist on the periodic table.
Sick.
It's another way of saying that it's not from this world, Clark.
I was just about to say, that means you're not from here.
You're the answer to are we alone in the universe?
I don't want to be.
One day you're going to think of them as a blessing, and when that day comes, you're going to have to make a choice.
Can I just keep pretending I'm your son?
You are.
My son.
Exactly. You don't have to pick one or the other.
But somewhere out there, you have another father, too, who gave you another name. And he sent you here for a reason, Clark.
This whole situation kind of had me thinking, like, imagine if the same kind of situation happened to us and we realized that aliens elsewhere in the universe literally look and talk exactly like we do. Like, wouldn't that be freaky? I think that'd be freaky. Because I think we always expect that aliens would be something else and we wouldn't be able to communicate with them. The thing is, we just don't know.
Oh, come on, Chrissy.
Knock it off. Sit down. Let me go.
Hey, leave her alone, man.
And I don't think you want to go against him. Oh. Really?
Hey, asshole, don't forget your tip.
Can you stop? Holy shit. He literally turned and walked away from you. You actual asshole. All right, that's like the best thing he could have done. Oh, hey, Amy Adams. Did not know she was in this movie.
Joe can take your bag. Joe! Help her out!
So he's going by different names.
Well, they were pretty impressive.
The shaky camera throughout this whole movie so far, in scenes where it doesn't need to shake, is driving me nuts. Like, just keep the camera still. There doesn't need to be any shake to it.
The only reason I'm here is because we're on Canadian soil.
Canada! Ayo.
To keep me away.
NASA's EOS satellites pinged the anomaly first. The ice shelf plays hell in the echo soundings, but there's definitely something down there.
A submarine, maybe Soviet era?
Doubtful. That's 300 meters.
Also, is that guy from one of the, like, popular crime shows on TV?
What if I need to tinkle?
Bottle.
There's a bucket in the corner.
Uh-oh. Not wearing a coat. He looks like he's just out for a summer stroll. Why is she following him? This is dangerous. What? Oh my god. Girl, why? Ooh. This seems like another structure from Krypton. Yeah. Oh. Do you have that thing with you? That's one of the... I don't know whether to call them robots or something else.
Hello?
I recognize that actor too. He was in Game of Thrones, right? Or maybe something else. I'm nervous for her. Because I feel like if the tech would know who he is, or like, I don't know. I'm assuming the tech would know. Oh, that's creepy. I'm assuming the tech would know who he is, but they wouldn't know who she is. Or they would think of her as like a threat or an outsider maybe. Oh gosh.
It's all right. It's all right. It's all right. It's all right.
Oh dear. That's not good.
And if I don't cauterize this bleed, I can do things that other people can't.
Love how casually he says that.
An isotope analysis of the surrounding ice bores suggests that an object had been trapped in the glacier for over 18,000 years.
Wow.
A background check revealed that his work history and identity had been falsified. And I have arrived at the inescapable conclusion that the object and its occupant did not originate on Earth.
I can't print this, Lois.
Hey.
What about the print it or I walk?
You can't. You're under contract. I'm not running a story about aliens walking among us.
So did Clark leave Earth?
I'm sending you the original article. My editor won't print it, but if it happened to leak online, because I want my mystery man to know I know the truth.
Or did he stay on Earth but just go really far away, like to the North Pole or Antarctica?
All systems operational.
Or wait, is this his dad? But like a...
To see you standing there having grown...
Why did I think it was a completely different actor? That makes me feel really silly. It looked like a different actor to me.
Who are you?
I'm your father.
I am your father, Cal. Or at least a shadow of him.
Mm-hmm.
His consciousness. My name was Jor-El.
And Cal? That's my name.
Kal-El.
I have so many questions.
Mm-hmm. I bet.
Where do I come from? Why did you send me here?
You came from Krypton, a world with a much harsher environment than Earth's, in an era of expansion.
These visuals are cool.
Spread out through the stars, seeking new worlds to settle upon, using great machines to reshape environments to our needs. For 100,000 years, our civilization flourished. Artificial population control was established. We exhausted our natural resources. Our planet's core became unstable. Our military leader, General Zod, attempted a coup, but by then it was too late. And we took certain steps to ensure your survival. Every child was designed to fulfill a predetermined role in our society.
That sounds terrible.
Your mother and I believed Krypton had lost something precious. The element of choice, of chance. What if a child dreamed of becoming something other than what society had intended for him or her?
Yeah, I would not want life predetermined for me. Like everything about life predetermined for me, that is.
First natural birth in centuries. That's why we risked so much to save you.
Why didn't you come with me?
Well...
We couldn't, Cal. You're as much a child of Earth now as you are of Krypton. You can embody the best of both worlds.
I love that the Superman outfit is already, like, pre-made.
Not if you guide them, Cal. Not if you give them hope. That's what this symbol means. The symbol of the House of El means hope.
All right, I'm glad we have context now and a little bit of like backstory. Makes me feel better anyway. I don't feel so confused anymore.
You've grown stronger here than I ever could have imagined. The only way to know how strong is to keep testing your limits.
And what better place to test it than the middle of nowhere? Jesus.
In time, you will help them accomplish wonders.
Oh, he can go into space. Okay.
You start with the urban legends that have sprung up in his wake. As you work your way back in time, the stories begin to form a pattern. Pete Ross?
Aww.
I'd like to talk to you about an accident that occurred when you were younger. A school bus that went into the river.
Oh no, she found the parents. Of course she found the parents.
I'm from the Daily Planet and I'd like to talk to you about your son.
No.
I figured if I turned over enough stones, you'd eventually find me.
Oh, hey.
What are you doing here? Let me tell your story.
What if I don't want my story told?
The only way you could disappear for good is to stop helping people altogether, and I sense that's not an option for you.
My father believed the world found out who I really was. They'd reject me out of fear.
Our family's been farming for 5 generations, Clark.
Your family, not mine. I don't even know why I'm listening to you. You're not my dad. You're just some guy who found me in a field.
Yikes.
Clark!
We've been doing the best we can, and we've been making this up as we go
Yeah, they
along,
didn't
so
have to take you in.
Maybe our best isn't good enough anymore.
Hold on.
Oh. Don't leave your dog. 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 Get the dog. Dog.
Hey, still in the car!
Thank you.
Get your mom to the overpass.
Oh, is this how he dies? By rescuing the dog? Oh no. Hey! Doggo.
It's okay, it's okay!
father die because I trusted him. Because he was convinced that I had to wait. That the world was not ready.
What do? You let Woodburn just shotgun it all over the internet. Now, the publishers want me to sue you.
I'm dropping it.
Whoa, just like that? What happened?
Is she though?
They didn't pan out. The story was smoke.
Not buying
Or
it.
perhaps it just didn't get the traction that you hoped it would. Whatever your reasons are for dropping it, I think you're doing the right thing.
I think she's lying.
Why?
Go get him!
We don't deserve dogs.
A reporter came by here.
She's a friend. Don't worry.
Oh.
She was not expecting that.
I found them. My parents. I know where I come from now.
That's wonderful.
My question is, what did Clark do as a baby to make them realize that he was so different? Like, I'm wondering what kind of like baby powers he showed. Like, did his eyes glow red as a baby? Could he blow things up before he could even talk? Did he have super strength from the age of like 6 months?
Wanted you to see this before some amateur with a telescope creates a worldwide panic.
Oh dear. No. Is this gonna be Zod and crew? That's my guess. Oh my gosh. Hi. I have not seen him in anything since House of Cards. Oh, let me guess. It's gonna land right at his house. Oh, that's not creepy at all. That like, this feels very horror movie now all of a sudden. Hi, Zod. Welcome back.
For some time, your world has sheltered one of my citizens. He has chosen to keep his existence a secret from you. To those of you who may know of his current location, the fate of your planet rests in your hands. Surrender within 24 hours, or watch this world suffer the consequences.
Yeah, that's not freaky at all, having like everything kind of under control by him.
The Daily Planet's Lois Lane knows who this guy is. And I think that she's the one that...
Wow, way to call her out.
The entire world is being threatened here. The FBI is here. They're throwing around words like treason.
I gotta go.
Let me guess, is Clark gonna like somehow show up and pick her up?
FBI, hands up!
Maybe not.
Come on, fight back! Get up, Kent.
Why is he saying his name like that?
Is that all you've got?
You're not threatening, my guy. Oh, hey, Pete.
Did it hurt you?
You know they can't.
Emotionally hurt you. Since they can't physically hurt you. I'm impressed with the actor they cast for young Clark because I feel like he looks a lot like Henry Cavill.
If there's a chance I can save Earth by turning myself in, shouldn't I take it?
What does your gut tell you?
Zod can't be trusted.
Good call.
Problem is, I'm not sure the people of Earth can be either.
Also a good call.
Sometimes you have to take a leap of faith first. Trust part comes later.
That's good advice. Oh, you guys are not going to be able to do any damage to this ship. Or to him.
I would like to speak to Lois Lane.
Why are you surrendering to Zod?
I'm surrendering to mankind.
What's the S stand for?
It's not an S. On my world, it means hope.
Here,
It's an S.
an S.
We need to give you an S name.
How about
Superman?
Sir?
My name is Dr.
Emil Hamilton. I can see your ID tag in your breast pocket.
Let's put our cards on the table here, General.
But that doesn't mean I'm your enemy.
Then who is? Zod?
Mm-hmm.
I've been given orders to hand you over to him.
Thank you for believing in me.
Didn't make much difference in the end.
It did to me.
That's what matters. Now, Keith? Not yet. Later. We'll save that for later. Won't lie, I'm kind of excited for this conversation. Mostly I'm just excited to see if Zod has changed appearance at all. Like, did that time that he spent circling the black hole or whatever it was, like, did that affect how he looks?
Kal-El. I'm Sub-Commander Fiora Al. Are you the ranking officer here?
I am.
General Zod would like this woman to accompany me.
Of course.
For the alien. You didn't say anything about one of our own.
I'll go.
The ship in this kind of reminds me of the Reapers in Mass Effect. It's like a similar shape.
Kal-El.
Oh, he looks kind of the same, just older.
No idea how long we've been searching for you.
I take it you're Zod?
General Zod.
Forgive Cal any lapses in decorum. He's a stranger to our ways.
I feel strange.
This isn't good. He needs a breather too. Give him a breather.
What's happening to him?
He's rejecting our ship's atmospherics.
Give him a breather. I will say I'm enjoying all the flashbacks. It's nice to get some more like context on his upbringing. Oh, never mind. It's not a flashback.
Or do you prefer Clark?
This is really creepy though.
I and my fellow officers were sentenced to the Phantom Zone. And then the destruction of our world freed us. We managed to retrofit the Phantom projector into a hyperdrive. For 33 years, we prepared, until finally we detected a distress beacon, which you triggered when you accessed the ancient scout ship.
Oh, shit. Okay.
You led us here.
Damn.
And now it's within your power to save what remains of your race. Your father stole the registry's codex and stored it in the capsule that brought you here.
Was it the capsule or him? Because when that happened, it looked like it was going into him, not the ship.
If Krypton lives again, what happens to Earth?
The Foundation has to be built on something.
No.
No. Zod. You killed him.
I did. And not a day goes by where it doesn't haunt me.
I don't believe that. Go put the thing in there. He gave you it for a reason.
Thanks to you, I'm uploading into the ship's mainframe. I can modify its atmospheric composition to human compatibility. We can stop them. I can teach you. And in turn, you can teach Cal.
That look on his face.
Safe travels, Miss Lane. It's highly unlikely we'll be seeing each other again. Will you head to the left? We wanted you to learn what it meant to be human first. You could be the bridge between two peoples.
But he also kind of has to learn to be one of them. But maybe he just like instinctually knows. Okay, well that's dramatic.
I didn't want to tell them anything about you, but they did something to me. They looked inside my mind.
It's okay, Lois. They did the same thing to me.
Do we get a kiss now? Not yet.
Where is it?
Please don't kill her. They're probably gonna kill her. Unless he gets there like now.
The Codex is not here.
Okay, that's excessive. So I was right. That's what I thought. It looked like they had put it in the baby at the beginning of the movie.
You think you can threaten my mother?
Is he gonna be able to breathe out here?
My parents taught me to hone my senses
Oh,
on just what I wanted to see.
Right.
Without your helmet, you're getting everything. And it hurts. Doesn't it?
For a second, that robot or droid looked like, my initial thought was, hey, that kind of looks like K2 from Rogue One. Similar build and walk.
I've been authorized to use deadly force.
Except, is your force gonna do anything to them? My guess is no. I feel like the only person that can do anything is our good friend Clark. Okay, maybe it can do something. Hi, Pete, again. Throwing down in an IHOP. Let's go.
The fact that you possess a sense of morality and we do not gives us an evolutionary advantage. And if history has proven anything, it is that evolution always wins.
Nothing's gonna work. He's gonna die, isn't he?
A good death has its own reward.
Oh my god. Oh, glad things are quiet now. This is very loud. I'm glad that he is not dead. I fully expected him to go out.
This man is not our enemy.
Of course he's not. Oh man. Yeah, grab the photo albums. Stuff you can't replace.
It can always be replaced.
Except the photo albums.
But you can't be.
And yeah, that's also true.
Zod said this codex he's looking for can actually bring my people back.
Isn't that a good thing?
Not if they want to destroy...
I don't think they're interested in sharing this
Exactly.
world.
Exactly. I think they're just going to destroy everyone.
Puck,
Hey, Lois.
I know how to stop them.
Because I have located the Codex. Jor-El took the Codex, the DNA of 1 billion people. Then he bonded it within his son's individual cells.
Does Kal-El need to be alive for us to extract the Codex from his cells?
No.
Release the world engine.
The what?
Bring the Phantom Drive online.
We are now slave to the world engine.
Initiate.
Looks like some kind of gravity weapon. Working in tandem with their ship. The terraforming.
Turning Earth into Krypton.
But what happens to us?
Based on these readings, there won't be in us.
Control tower. Colonel Hardy's on his way in and he's got Superman in tow.
Superman?
The alien, sir. That's what they're calling him.
It's the ship he arrived in.
This ship is powered by something called a Phantom Drive. It bends space. Zod's ship uses the same technology, and if we can make the two drives collide with one another...
A singularity can be created.
Like a black hole. Yes. So if we open up this doorway, then theoretically they should be pulled back in.
I really wish that we had had a scene of them coming up with the plan, like talking about it, instead of just being like, here's the plan, and then saying it. Feels really jarring.
I need to secure the Genesis chamber and pay my respects to an old friend.
I hate that he figured that out so fast.
Stop this, Zod. While there's still time, I will not let you use the Codex like this.
You don't have the power to stop me.
God, how are you supposed to fight this?
All right, everybody, we're leaving.
I feel like you should have left a long time ago. Oh yeah, the gravity is messing you guys up.
Our people can coexist. So we can suffer through years of pain trying to adapt like your son has?
You're talking about genocide.
Yes, and I'm arguing its merits with a ghost.
My son is twice the man you were.
Oh, he doesn't like that. He doesn't like that at all.
Can you experience his pain?
They already killed him.
Jenny.
Where's Jenny?
Where are you?
Oh gosh.
I can't get free, I'm stuck.
It's okay. Lamar! Get your ass over here and help me!
I'm nervous about these three. I don't know if they're gonna make it. Unless the gravity lifts it, and then they can like grab her out quick. And then one question I have is how does the gravity crush everything but the people? I mean, yes, people have died, but like, I don't know. There were a few shots where like the cars were being crushed, but the people were running. And it's like the gravity can't just pick and choose what it crushes. Yeah, I don't think they're gonna make it unless he manages to fix this right now, right? There we go. Yay, you didn't die.
Arm the package. You are cleared hot.
We're lining up for the final run.
Supposed to go in all the way.
Target that aircraft.
If you destroy this ship, you destroy
That's fine.
Krypton had its chance!
I don't know how I feel about the solution to that being that it just needed to be rotated. That seems kind of silly. Hurry, our little scientist friend. Was he a scientist? I don't know. He looks like one though. Push it in.
Good death is its own reward.
So that guy did end up dying anyway. Superman, where are you? Lois is falling. Okay, they're still good. Wow, the whole city is flattened. Okay, now Keith. Yay. That's all I wanted. Just one kiss.
You know, they say it's all downhill after the first kiss.
Do they say that?
I'm pretty sure that only counts when you're kissing a human.
That would have been better without any dialogue at all. Oh, well, what the heck? I didn't realize he was still alive.
That is the sole purpose for which I was born.
But you failed. If that was your purpose that was DNA'd into you, you did do a very good job. Showdown, let's go. Superman has the home advantage. Maybe I spoke too soon. I still think he has the home advantage.
There's only one way this ends, Cal. Either you die or I do.
Yeah, and it'll be you. My question is, couldn't Cal and Zod, like, superfly to a place in the middle of nowhere where there's no civilization to have their little fight? Instead of doing more damage to a city, you know?
Where did you train? On a farm?
On a farm. Don't damage the space station, no. No. I'm genuinely wondering how this ends, because they both seem to possess a similar amount of strength. If he really chokes them out, that's gonna be hilarious, because I feel like that could have been done a long time ago. I feel like that could have been done so long ago if that was all it took. But I feel like this movie is more about the like showy of the damage and the theatrics and the, you know, I feel like that's the focus, not really the story. So what is this? Was that?
Are you effing stupid?
Oh.
One of your surveillance drones.
That's a $12 million piece of hardware.
It was. I know you're trying to find out where I hang my cape. You won't.
How do we know you won't one day act against America's interests?
I grew up in Kansas, General. About as American as it gets.
What are you smiling about, Captain?
Nothing, sir. I just think he's kind of hot.
Same.
And that when the day came, your shoulders would be able to bear the weight.
Ugh, Henry Cavill in casual wear is one of the best things. I would have liked to see a lot more of like this kind of stuff in this movie.
Lane, I want you to meet our new stringer. I want you to show him the ropes. This is Clark Kent. Good luck, kid.
The end. The end, the end, the end. All right, so that was Man of Steel, and right off the hop, I'm gonna say that this movie was very mid for me. I didn't dislike it or hate it, but I definitely didn't love it. I think my rating after this watch is 2 to 3 stars out of 5, somewhere in there. Maybe 3 stars is even too generous for this one. I don't think I'm ever gonna rewatch this one. I think for me, this movie could have been so much more, and it just wasn't. Instead of a really good story with the necessary flashy, bang, bang destructions, it feels like they prioritized the flashy, bang, destructions over a good story, and that just did not land with me. Now, before I continue to get into more details, I do just want to remind you that this is how I feel. This is my opinion. If you love this movie, please comment below and let me know why. I genuinely would love to read comments from people that love this movie, and I would love to know your reasons why. And if you feel the same way I do, please also let me know so that I do not feel like I'm alone. I know this movie has a lot of mixed reviews, so I feel like those of you that are watching are going to be pretty split between people that love it and people that don't. So I feel like I'll be in okay company, but yeah. With that, let me get into the details. So you guys should know by now that I always go into movies trying to know as little as possible. I don't like looking things up beforehand. I'm not a fan of watching trailers for the most part. I don't really look up the cast. I kind of just like going in not knowing anything. I feel like that's a really good experience. This movie was no exception. Didn't look anything up. As soon as the movie is done, and before I start recording this part, I always open up a notepad on my PC and I start typing out my thoughts, and I do go and look up the cast list. I go and look up how much the movie budget was, how much it made at the box office. I like kind of seeing what critics reviewed the movie as and kind of what the reception was. And I like looking up the director, the screenplay writers, the producers, etc., etc. So the first thing I have to say is I am shocked that Christopher Nolan's name is on this in any way. I can kind of tell that he had a little bit of involvement based on like the first half or the first third of how this movie went, but the latter half or the latter third or just all of the flashy stuff just did not feel like him to me. And I know he wasn't the director, but he did write this, like he was involved with the screenplay and he did produce it. And I don't know. I'm shocked by that. I also have to say, keep in mind that this is my first Superman movie ever. And to me, it's not super clear if this movie is supposed to be set in a way that a brand new viewer to the Superman world can come in to watch this movie and kind of everything that they need to know. It does feel like it. Like it does feel like this movie is meant for a new viewer to be like, hey, this is who Superman was and this is how he came to be and blah, blah, blah. Unfortunately, as a new viewer for a Superman movie, I did get questions answered, I guess. Like now I know who Superman is and where he came from, but it also just didn't work for me fully. And I'm gonna explain what I think this movie could have done to work for me. I would have liked a lot more backstory and context for the whole Krypton world and also Zod and his kind of motivations, just more context for that. I really wish we could have seen more of the relationship between Zod and Jor-El. I would have loved to see more of Krypton before it blew up. Like I really wish that the story didn't start with that. Once we spent a little bit more time with like Krypton, Zod, and Jor-El, and once Krypton blew up, I really wish that we would have had more Jonathan and Martha. I really wish that we could have seen them find the ship. I would have wanted to see them discovering the baby inside. I would have loved to see the moments that they realized that Clark, Superman, Kal-El was different. Like, did he show abilities as a baby, or did that not happen until he was of the walking and talking age? Like we didn't get any of that in this. It literally went from Jor-El sending Kal-El down to Earth, and then we jumped in time and we completely missed all of that in between. Yes, we had flashbacks to some moments when he was a kid, but we didn't get any of that story about how Jonathan and Martha found him and how they decided that they would take care of him and all that stuff. And that's like something that I really would have liked to see. I feel like you could have taken 20 to 25 minutes out of the flashy bang bang shit at the end of the movie and use that time to provide that additional storytelling to make me more invested in some of these characters. to make me understand more about abilities and relationships and understand the whole story's purpose at the end of the day, and understand more about the motive that Zod had. Like, Zod felt very genocidal just to be genocidal, but I just wanted more there, like more of the why, I guess. So with that said, I am appalled to see how much this movie cost to make. I feel like they could have gone with such a much cheaper route and just tweaked the storytelling to implement the things that I just talked about and suggested, and you could have ended up with a much better movie at the end of the day. I think it's just kind of frustrating when people think that a ton of action will do well. And yes, it will for like a certain demographic or a certain portion of the population, but I think most people want a good story. And if there's not a good story, it's just not gonna land. So with that said, because I was all about the story, I really did enjoy like the first third or the first half of the movie. I really enjoyed the flashbacks. I really enjoyed seeing Clark as a kid and just seeing some of the stuff that happened and some of his abilities coming out. I enjoyed a lot of the Clark Kent scenes. I enjoyed the scenes with his mother. And once the fighting and the flashiness started, it just felt so overdone and so drawn out and just so extra, especially when you know how it comes to an end. Like, I think I would have been more entertained if once the machines had been shut down, so once the machines were no longer doing their gravity stuff, I really wish that Superman could have just like choke grabbed Zod and like force super flew them out to a field far away from humans and civilization to continue out there fighting amongst each other, especially since Superman wanted to save humans. Like, he's not intentionally out there killing people, so it's like, why not get out of the city? But instead, no, they just, as they're fighting, they fly into and destroy a lot more buildings and a lot more property. It's unnecessarily flashy and dramatic, and the way that it comes to an end with Superman literally twisting Zod's neck and breaking his neck and killing him that way, it feels like all that flashiness and how long the fighting lasted, I don't know. I want to find another word for unnecessary, or extra, but I can't. Like, that's it. It just felt really boring and dragged out way too long for me. Gonna talk about the score real quick. I did not realize that was Hans Zimmer, and I can confidently say that this soundtrack is my least favorite Hans Zimmer soundtrack that I've ever heard in my life. Normally, I love his music a lot. If I hear any music from Interstellar, I will like cry on command because it's beautiful and incredible. I loved the score in the Dark Knight trilogy, and I loved the Inception score. Even the music that he did in Rain Man that I just watched and put out on the channel, that was really good too. But for this, there was not a single moment in the movie that I sat here and heard the music and thought to myself, wow, the music is really good right now. I never felt that way. I think I might go listen to it on YouTube without the context of the movie playing, like just hearing the music on its own, to see if I really don't like the music, or if it was just because it was playing at the same time as I was watching the visuals of the movie, and maybe to me it just didn't feel like it matched up properly. I don't know, but I'm not impressed by the score. And I feel terrible for saying that because I love Hans Zimmer. I think he's the GOAT. This one just didn't work. I'm gonna talk about the acting. I don't think it was terrible, but I don't think that anyone was really like phenomenal in this movie. The only two people that I really liked and enjoyed their performances, I really liked Russell Crowe as Jor-El, although we didn't get much time with him. And I also enjoyed Christopher Maloney as Hardy, and I recognized him from Law & Order SVU. I knew that as soon as I said, oh, he's in crime shows, I knew that I had seen him in something. Forgot it was Law & Order SVU. I also did like Diane Lane as Martha. The scene that stands out for me is the one where Clark is in the school and she like comes in, and he locked himself in the room, and she comes and like talks him out of unlocking the door. I thought that was a really wonderful moment. Unfortunately for me, everyone else just fell kind of flat. Even Henry Cavill, I will say that. I think I preferred Henry as Clark Kent. I really enjoyed him in all the Clark Kent scenes. When he was Superman, like, it was fine, but I didn't particularly feel like it was mind-blowing or awesome or anything like that. It was fine. I don't even really know if I can explain how I feel. I just feel like meh. I feel like I don't feel as satisfied about it as I should. Even Amy Adams, she's a fantastic actress. I loved her in Arrival. I don't think this role was one that she could really shine in. I also feel that way about Michael Shannon as Zod. I don't know. I think his acting was fine. Maybe it was just the character, but it felt meh to me. And then with Lawrence Fishburne, Kevin Costner, and Michael Kelly, 3 really well-known actors that have played some big roles in the past. Again, I just feel like those 3 were chosen for who they are as actors and thrown into these roles that barely had any screen time and any dialogue and was just kind of like names to get you to watch the movie, but that was it. We barely saw their characters. They weren't really involved in much. And even with Lawrence Fishburne and Michael Kelly's characters having that threat of death, it didn't, like, I don't know. There was no suspense. There was no, like, I didn't care about their characters. I did not feel invested as much as I think I should have. And I really like to be invested in characters. And I think that there are so many other movies in the world that can get you to care a lot about characters after having only seen them on screen for like an hour than this movie did. So, knowing that this is the first movie in the DCEU doesn't give me a whole lot of confidence to watch anything else in the DCEU. However, I know that Zack Snyder is not the only DCEU movie director. I know that there are other directors that have done other movies that are in this universe. So, I'm not going to write off any other movies, but I think that I don't feel confident about watching any other movie in the universe anytime soon. I think what I would like to do is go back and watch Superman from 1978 and watch Superman 2 from like 2 or 3 years after that. I do think that those 2 movies I would like to maybe watch sometime before the end of the year. I think that I would much prefer to do that instead of continue on with the DCEU, at least for right now. So I think that's all I have to say about Man of Steel. I don't really think I have anything else to touch on. I hope you enjoyed my reaction and review. Like I said, if you love this movie and you can like explain a lot as to why, I would love to hear it. So please let me know in the comments. And like I said, if you agree with me and you also kind of feel meh about this movie, please let me know as well. And with that, we will see you in the next reaction video. If you are not yet subscribed to my channel, please click here to do so. And if you want to continue on watching, please click on the video over here. And I will wish you guys a great rest of your day, and we'll see you next time. Take care.